Good evening, everybody. Lucha Gamer here with uh, we're gonna do a live stream of my first attempt at playing City Skylines 2. So I'm excited. I've been waiting for this game for about a year and a half since it was first announced. I loved the first game. I have probably a couple thousand hours in City Skylines, the original. Um, Made a bunch of cities. Wouldn't say I'm a great creator, but it's a fun game. Um, Yeah, so I mean, I know there's some of the good things that were from the first version that's coming over to this. One of the things I really liked in the last one was the industry's piece, but it was broken. So this version of City Skylines 2 is very more intuitive as relating to economy and yeah, it's a lot different gameplay. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So here are options. We have these are the first 8 maps. I just got the basic version. I don't have the deluxe version. So because that just includes the expansions. I should have bought it, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and start with this. Uh, we're still within the first 2 weeks of the release. They have not released the workshop yet, so there's no mods. But from what I've read and from what I've seen, uh, the interface is a lot better than it was the last time. There's a lot more options that you get. Gameplay is a lot different. So we're going to go ahead. Like I said, we're going to jump right in. We're going to take a look and we're going to go ahead and get playing. So the idea is, which map do I want to do? A lot of options here. I want something where there's a lot of land that we can use. There's just one stream. Here's a curvy stream. You know what? We're going to go with the River Delta. Let's see what the River Delta looks like. Actually, you know what? I'm going to redo the stream, actually. Let me go ahead and end it. I'm going to restart it. All right, there we go. I had to restart the stream. We had some issues with the first one, so I'll just splice the two videos together and just upload them put them up on YouTube when they're recorded. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead here. Decided we're gonna pick the River Delta. Select that. Let's see, good buildable area, Northern Hemisphere. It's a European theme, which yeah, I like the North American, but we can go with it. So go ahead here. Sudbury, no, we're good. Natural disasters on. We're going to play the game as it is, so no unlimited money. We're not going to unlock everything, so we're going to earn as we go. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get the game paused. Take a look what we have to work with here. So this is our starting square. Now, as you can see here, when we pan out, ooh, wow, it's a lot of space to work with, and just this little. So yeah, one of the things with City Skylines 2 is the maps are a lot larger this go around, and it's easier to unlock different things. As the game goes on, you'll be able to lock more and more tiles. You'll be able to lock more space quicker than you were able to in the previous version. So let's get a look around. I got some shipping cargo ships, cruise ships. Okay. We have a lot of like little island stuff. So we could do like parks and, just places where people live. We can do some industry. Let's see here. We got a limited amount of things that I can use. goes so. Okay, so there's my electrical icon. And if my mouse would work. So the power comes in there. I've already got a road. I've already got this set up to there. Okay. That doesn't help me all that much because I still gonna have to run the power. So let's take a look at my options. Here are the now I know a little bit about this just because I've read up and looked at some tips and whatnot on how to start the game, just so when I go in I wouldn't be completely clueless. So one of the tricks is here. So here's what we already have established. Unlike the um, first game where it's like you had to basically the power was based on if you had buildings that were close enough to one another, and they would just basically piggyback the power off the other buildings. So the utilities like electric and water, they're automatically tied directly into the roads. So in the previous version, you had to basically, if you wanted to run sewage and water, you had to lay pipe. Yeah, uh, sorry. You had to basically run pipe under all the roads and make sure everything was covered. City Skylines 2, you don't have to do that. They pretty much build it in basically into the road. Now, there's some exceptions to what can be. I know it doesn't transpose or doesn't go through bridges. Um, but yeah, so as you see here, so and it's not highways. So here, the way it comes in is they did a lot better job with merging in the highways here, because previously it was come in and then you would just have to come up with either a roundabout or just some ramp, because you didn't have access to highway menu, so you couldn't do like off ramps or anything along those lines. You just basically had to run it into a street. Um, so the highways you see here, here's all your lines underneath. You see here, those lines don't actually start till you get to the first street that comes in from the highway. So I'm just looking around. I'm just trying to get a good idea what I want to do. Now I see here there is another highway that actually comes down here. That's King Highway. That's a weird highway though. I mean, I can connect to that. What's... I mean... I could do a through fare and connect this over to here. Well, I'll have to do that later because, like I said, I'm not going to have any of the highway. Here's the highway stuff. That's locked. Here are my basic roads that I get to start with. So, unlike the first, unlike one, you have a lot better options here starting off with. You get one big road or a 4-lane road that you can do. You automatically, they didn't have an option for roundabouts really, and like in the vanilla version of City Skylines 1. But now they actually, you had to get it with a mod. Now they actually have it where it's built in, so that's nice. Like I said, here you have your electrical cable that just basically transfers voltage. Um, this one translates lots of power. Transformers is basically what you can do is, so there's multiple options on how your city can get power. I mean, you can generate power yourself by putting, a coal power plant or planting one of these wind turbines to start off with that's generating the power on your map. But you also have these transformer stations where basically what it does is you can hook a transformer into a power line. So you see the power line that's coming in externally outside of your map. You can actually import power into your cities. So you don't have to, off the bat, you don't have to basically, like in City Skylines 1, you don't have to dump services right away. Because if you don't have services, you can basically it'll automatically import that from other cities. Now they'll charge you for it, it'll cost a bit of money, um, but you can do that. But at the same time, it could be, depending on what you're doing, it could be a lot cheaper. Um, could be a lot cheaper importing that in instead of, the upkeep of building like a power plant. You're generating, and one of the things, if you have a surplus, it's very much like supply and demand. If you have a surplus of energy, you could possibly export that out and make money. And that's really the trick on how to make money. City Skylines 1, it was more taxes and how you would tax people. Just the more you get in, more taxes, so on and so forth. The dynamic in City Skylines 2 is a lot different. So, just from what I've reading a lot early on, you're going to be in the negative. But as you see here, you're starting with over 500,000 credits. Um, Whereas in the last version, it was nowhere near as high. Um, but with this amount of funds, there's a lot more things you can start off with to get a good base in the game. But then basically you have to figure out down the line, and once you hit your levels, so here's your levels that you level up, and all the different. Oh, that's not the right one. They don't have it up yet, but once we start planning stuff, the progression. Um, Here, like you'll have your milestones. So here we're a tiny village. Or once we hit tiny village, we get it's based on 750. It's based on XP now. It's not based on your population or the people you get coming in. Now that ties into it. When the populations do increase, you get more experience. You also get experience for placing things down. So as you keep going each step, like the others, you get more and more things. And the way that they've released like more things, you get things a lot sooner. So it makes it go to grow is a lot easier. So here, after you get the first tiny village, you can do medium density housing right away. Like, so that's the first thing. So you can start getting bigger things in. Medical clinic, which you normally get, cemetery, landfill. That's all once you get to a tiny village. Um, and then the other cool thing is what you can do is as you go through each level, you earn like points you can use for development where you can actually unlock certain things that will give you more. So as I showed you before, we don't have access to the highways. I don't necessarily get access to highways at a certain level. I can basically unlock it with points. So when I get development points, I can go through here. It is like a technology tree, so you do have to go in order of this. But there's all kinds of different things you can unlock. You have healthcare, you have garbage management. So there's stuff you can get to super fast in City Skylines 1. You had to get to like a large city with like 20,000 people to get access to a lot of it. So you don't even have to go that far. You can get a lot of this stuff early on just by going like the first 5 or 6 levels. So yeah, I'm really excited to play. So we're going to go ahead here. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Um, I gotta figure out how I want to do my layout. So it already has a grid here that I want to use. Now the problem is that I wish they would show right off the bat is where is it here? Natural resources. I'd like to see where all the natural resources are on the map so I can kind of plan out where I'm going to build and how I'm going to expand. Um, so obviously here we're going to have this here, let me see here, I got to see if it'll tell me the wind. So we have water. One of the cool things too here is this automatic groundwater here, so you can pull water out of the ground. Now, as we see here, the water is going to flow that way into this lake. And then it's going to flow that way and away. So there's a couple options here. We can have it flow here, or we can have it flow down here. I'm not going to dump it straight out into here because you see here it's just going to blow back in along the shore. So to make things easy, and you don't even have to, like for example, we don't even have to do any of these facilities. We can just export it out. It's just going to cost us money. Um, but to just do a sewage outlet, yeah, it's $25,000. It's a lot more than what it was in the first one. But it's efficient. It's low. I mean, really, it's low. Well, it's no air pollution, but out of $500,000, 25,000 isn't a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead here. We're going to stick it right here on the edge. Alright, see now as I got that building built, I got 100 XP, and then you can see the bar move. So, um, you have 2 different pipes here. So in this instance, oh, I put it there, and I didn't really think about that. That's okay. We're still paused, so I just got to figure out how I'm going to do the water. So here's a water pumping station. So what I'm going to do, this is like an island itself. Oh, it needs a road. Well, that doesn't help me. Okay. So here's the pipes. I mean, if I really want to start it out, I could do a water station. Yeah, see, you look here, this water pumping station, just to kind of like, I want to keep my upkeep a month slow because right away you're going to start really losing money. Now you level relatively quickly. Um, you level relatively quickly, so you don't really, unless you spend a lot up front, you're not going to go broke. Um, so in this instance, I could do a groundwater pumping station where I could put this on a water development where it'll pump water in. I mean, it's an okay option. Um, but I don't think I think I'm just gonna go with a basic water pumping station. It's only $10,000 a month in upkeep. It's only 25,000. Where this is 40,000. Water tower 60,000. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and we'll take that. You know, I mean, it sucks. So we're gonna put it there, and then what I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna run. I mean, it's all underground, so I don't have to worry about. Alright, so I have this. Alright, water network has expanded. I need a road. I mean, technically it's got a road. But it's also going to need people to work it. And, yeah. So, we're going to do here. Since I have this highway, in the interim, it's not going to get used much, but what I think I will do, I'm going to put a roundabout here at the end. Yep, so we put a roundabout there. And then I am... Alright. Let's do this here. There we go. There we go. We're connected there. Now we're going to connect the sewer pipe to over here. Okay, so everything is cooked up. We got that there, we have that there. Gonna tell me which way the wind's blowing. No, it's not. Actually, hold on, no, I can do this. So the wind is going to blow that way, that's great. Alright, so what I'm gonna do that's what we're gonna do here. Alright. So now what I have here, now I gotta figure out the power situation. I'm gonna put a transformer here. Okay, and then now I just need low level. Alright, so even just placing that now, I'm already halfway to a milestone. I got water. Alright, so what I need to do now is we can I do it one-way roads? I do have, I just need a simple, I need a two-way road. So what I'm gonna do, oh, put it right on a groundwater spot. Well, we can't use that. That's for sure. Alright, so we're gonna put it there. And then, so we're gonna have a main thoroughfare here. Just because I don't know how I want to run this yet. I don't know what I want to do with this. So this is another thing too, is you can do grids a lot easier. So go here. See, you can make grids a lot easier. Easy as pie. Now, one of the things too you also want to do when it comes to, oh, that's screwed up. One of the other things you want to do with this as well, think of it like most of your cities. Um, you're going to have low class citizens, medium class, and upper class citizens. So, or not, I shouldn't say it like that. Just think of your major cities. So you have your major city. You have your epicenter. So you have your downtown. So you have your big high-rise buildings, and then you have some more, little bit lesser dense neighborhoods outside of that, and then you have like your suburbs that are like small, and you kind of have to think of this game like that as it relates to um, what will happen with what will happen with like supply and demand for like housing and rent. Yep, yep. All right, I need to fix that. Go. There we go. All right. Oop, oop. Let's upgrade that. There we go. All right, all these roads are good. So first off, obviously, this is when you start with an area, we only have the option for like switch to North America. No, we'll go European. We'll go with the European theme. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna put some housing in here. And just low density housing. So got that set up, got that set. All right, so I think we're gonna go ahead. We're good to start letting her go. So I'm gonna go here. We're going to lay. There we go. Got housing moving in. We're getting our demand is increasing, so we'll go ahead. We're gonna put in. So it's housing. We're gonna put it on a busy street. One of the cool things too is that the marks here. Before it was like 4x4 was the max. Now it's like 6x6 for a building. So now one of the things too is you don't have to totally go by this. This will change as like more stuff unlocks. It just helps you guide putting in what you need, but you don't have to if there's a large demand for something. Um, like the commercial piece, you could and it hasn't been determined if it's a bug or not. But seeing a bunch of things where even though there's like high demand for commercial, you'll have a lot of your stores will have a bug, not enough customers um, when your city's loaded with people. So we're gonna go ahead here and see. So we have all of this. All those houses are being built. Just building that up there. We got our first houses. Yep, see, population increased, citizens' happiness increased. Put a few factories over here. I wonder what it looks like if I put it. See how they go in the river? I think you can actually, if I build here, I wonder if it's going to actually pop land up in that. Kind of like, oh, it does. Look at that. Who knew? Huh. Now, just to get a little I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I live along the Ohio River, which is a which is a big, not your Mississippi, but a pretty good sized river in the Midwest. Um, and along our river, we have a lot of like industry type things that's built out into the water. So this is kind of cool. No demand because there's not. So like right now, you see here, there's absolutely no residential demand. I wonder if it's unlocked. Jobs, workplace availability. Yep, so yeah, there's not enough work per se. There's not enough open positions, so there's really not a lot of demand for people to move in. So we need to add some more workspaces here. There we go. Let's do a small. Yeah, since there's absolutely no residential demand. Now, one of the first things I'm going to work on leveling up when I get to the, because I'm almost at the first level. So development. No, it's not going to get unlocked at the first one, so I can't. But I want to work towards getting to college and university, just so I can early on start educating my students, because education is going to be key as this town grows. Now you click here, you can see it takes forever for them to build these houses. I don't know why. It's just funny how all of a sudden the demand for. So I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna go ahead. We're just gonna do this. There we go. Tiny village. Got 1.3 tiles, 600,000. So you see here how you get to each level, you get a lot of money. Let's go to the progression panel. So I'm now tiny village. I can buy new map tiles, which I'll show in a minute. City statistics, which is good. This is going to be important because this tells you like a lot about your income and whatnot. Because as of right now, with what we're bringing in, we're losing 10,000 a month, which is it's okay. It's not bad. Could be better. And then here we have our progression. So I have 1 point I can use for development. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put it into. Oh, I can't unlock that yet. Never mind. What am I going to unlock? So I have 1 point. We're just gonna go here. We're gonna do advanced roads, or advanced road service. Actually, no, we're gonna do road. No, we'll do advanced road service. No, we're not. We're just gonna do roundabouts. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Unlock roundabouts. Yep. And then you see here, we click on this. There's number 3. This is the number of tiles I can unlock after that level. So as you see here, look how it all sprawls out. And unlike before where you had big fat tiles that you collect that was only could be connected to your city, you could actually select tiles anywhere on this map. So really just depends. I think what I'm going to do is just so I can build development and not have to deal with too many bridges in the early going. I think I'm going to work my way up here developing. I don't have to do anything yet. I'm not going to cash it in yet until I actually need them because you never know when I might need something else. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to leave those there. Zoom back in. We've unlocked some new things. We see Citizens Wealth. Theirs is wretched. Unreliable healthcare coverage. Population's cracked. Now what I will do is, like some of the services here, I'm going to bring in like a medical clinic because that's a given. Put that right here. The main thoroughfare. It's going to give me good coverage. Make people happy. Gives me 150 XP. That's good. Previously here, you had to put it in landfill and people would complain about garbage not getting picked up. And that's fine because we don't have to worry about it because we can, in the interim, we can export that. We'll maybe expand upon that later on. Like, in all honesty, just looking at the map. So, just trying to think of conserving space and not totally polluting the land. I'm just looking here, and I'm thinking if when it comes to the time, if we need to add garbage dump. We're gonna see this island here. I mean, this is an island. It's a little, you could do nice, but it's also butting up against the highway. So it's not really attractive to the wealthy, and I know it's space, but this way it's an island that I can waste, and I can put the garbage there, and I can dump some industry next to it, so if I need room for industry. But I'm not going to worry about a garbage dump right now. Also, too, here now, if you notice down here, we have the bar has changed. It's added a new bar because when we hit level 1, medium density residential demand is there. So what I'm going to start doing, actually, since I have that availability, debating. I have to figure out how I want to do this because, you know what? We're going to leave that suburb there. Take this road. I'm going to work over this way. Yeah, I'm going to come over this way. So what I'm doing here, I am going to create, we're just going to fill this right now. So I'm going to put low density housing there. I am going to change this. We're going to make this medium density row housing. Just fill all that in. That will update. Alright. Some row housing. Now, one of the cool things too is when you see these businesses, it shows you what they sell. As you get closer and you can start making stuff, it'll actually tell you what these companies, what resources they actually need to produce. So if you're not bringing in any resources now, um, it's basically importing everything to their store. So, um, which costs money. Now, what will happen is as you keep going on and you can, when you can start getting more of these specialized industries, if you have a bunch of like something, so like livestock farming, if you have like a surplus of, if you have a lot of this excess, um, when you put industry buildings will build based on what you have for supply. So if you have a lot of supply of like, grain farming, the ones that output grain, you'll have more businesses that'll start from that. So we have here, okay. Here, fill this, do that. Okay. Fill that in. Oh shoot. Selected the wrong one. I don't want that. So I'm going to start making over here this way more of a almost a level 2, which is good. What do we get at level 2 here? Milestones. Taxation. Medium density housing. That's not row housing. The education, elementary school to high school. Yeah, the education system, this is also a lot better. We just had somebody level up. Wealthy folks, let's take a look here. Let's look at our citizen wealth. Yeah. I mean, that's good. Alright, so I've created this here. Alright. Well, you know what? No, I'm not going to put the cemetery. Still not doing the landfill. Let's see. livestock farming and stone farming, which are I don't need resources for. I can plop those anywhere. So I don't think they've unlocked. Resources haven't been unlocked yet. Gotta read this here. What is going on here? High rent. As you can see here too, I don't know if you noticed, you can click on the factory. It'll tell you what it produces and what it needs to produce. So you can also see that. You'll be able to see that once this is unlocked in the production. I can now do taxes actually, and I can actually tax it down. So cut it down, commercial. You can get really granular with what you're. So what else I can do? Oh, you know what? Thinking about it. No, you don't do that too close to water because that'll create pollution. I gotta find a spot where I can do that stone. Where I can do stone mining and farming. Now, what I could do actually. I can actually do it over in here. Because then I'm connected to all the industries. That might actually work. And we'll put a crematorium. The problem is it's too big. But we'll do it anyway. We'll have a cemetery. Village, perfect. So then now what we'll do is we have police and fire. Put a small police station here. Fire station over here. Fire coverage. So now you can see the services that how much we're spending. So upkeep for fire and rescue, education, death care, water, sewage, electricity, roads. Let's see. So I have 3. What are we going to use for development? I have 1 I should be able to unlock. Alright. Let's see. Alright. This. Now remember what I said here. Oh, I do have resources tab. Oh, now you see here. Look over here where the so here you have fertile land. The green is the wood. We have ore mine over there, and then oil. We have some that's close, but we can't get oil for a while, so that'll work somewhat. But in the interim, high rent, that's good. So we solve high rent by doing all those. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, take How's this doing? Oh, doing well. Efficiency 106%. 109. That's good. All right. So this is a good first start. So I'm gonna go ahead and think we're gonna take it, be done for the night. So thanks for watching the stream. If you like the video, please go ahead and click the like button. As well as if you want updates on anytime I do live stream or upload new recorded videos, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. So this is Lucha Gamer signing off for the night. Have a good evening.